Good morning, Mike. Oh, yeah. Going to be a good show this morning. What's up, Jerry?
How you doing, sir?
Doing good. Doing real good. Let's see here. Let me take off some of this stuff. We got stuff playing in the background, but I'm just trying to figure out this StreamYard. Okay. You're looking good on my end.
Thank
You're a little
you.
washed out. Your lighting's a little washed out.
Yeah, I'll work on that here.
You're looking like an orange man. There you go.
And I have like the crappiest webcam ever, so
Hey, I got the cheap $15 Amazon one, but it actually displays in 2K.
well, that's wild.
I bought it for $15. It was a great buy.
Well, this is just my crappy laptop.
You're a little froze up there. There you go.
I think that this laptop's like 7 years old, I think, and I just keep up. So eventually I'll get a new cam, which will make me look a little bit better. There you go.
Right on.
That's not so bad.
Now you got coffee ready, or you ain't drinking coffee? Okay. All right. Well, sit tight. Give me 2 minutes. I got to pour a cup of coffee so we can talk about what coffee we're drinking this morning.
No problem. Let's see if this helps at all.
All right. It's going to be a good day, Tater. So, Jerry, just in the background while we've got stuff going on, what do you think of Coffee and Cuts? You're the one that turned me on to StreamYard. How am I doing with it?
Oh, I think you're doing really well. Yeah, I mean, you're doing exactly what you need to be doing.
Right on. What do you think about everything that I'm setting up? I'm trying to implement the stuff that you taught. I mean, am I accomplishing it? Do I need to do more?
Well, again, we probably should, what I probably should do is ask you what your goals are, and we can actually talk about it on the show.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing is, and I mean, you've heard me say this, a lot over the last 3 years, maybe has been 3 years now.
Yeah, it has.
Is let's just see if I can. There. That's a little bit better.
That's really good.
Anyway, the biggest thing is getting started, right? Like I am a terrible. I'm terrible at implementing my own advice. I'm not good at it at all. But we are in a place now where you don't have to spend money on digital marketing to be successful. Yeah, you just have to have time, and you have to be able to take what other people are executing on and do it. And
Right.
and if you do that, you can be really really successful. So that's the biggest thing, is just taking that time to put it in play and go do it.
Gotcha. Here we go. I love this intro song, guys.
I'll be right back. Had to grab my office mate.
Oh yeah.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right, Jerry, we are live, broadcasting to the masses on this glorious Wednesday, 12/16/2020. This shithole of a year is almost over.
As long as 2021 is not round two, I think we'll all be happy.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, with everything going on, you know, we've come upon a time where small businesses are really being impacted. And I think this is a great time to have you on to do the show we've been talking about. And that's, you know, online marketing and different marketing techniques and things of the such. So, you know, I've known you for quite a while, but let's plug your website, your new venture. I want you to plug that after introducing yourself and giving us a little bio.
Sure. I'm Jerry Frear. I run Engage Media, which is a almost over 10-year-old now marketing consultancy. I primarily do digital marketing consulting for agencies and companies. Don't do a lot of implementation. Do some, but not a lot. But mostly serve as the digital expert for other marketing agencies and large and small companies. And I've been doing that for 20 plus years. The last 10 on our own. I've been in media for over 25 years. I've been in marketing for over 20 years. And self-taught. I mean, back in the day when digital marketing was starting, there was no such thing as a digital marketing degree. So everything I know from practical experience and doing it and figuring it out when nobody else was telling you how to figure it out. So I've been doing that for a long time. I've been doing free seminars and classes for the last 8.5 years through local libraries, business associations, online now, and I've been doing that as well. I teach digital marketing. I'm in my 7th year at a local liberal arts college where I teach digital marketing every year. And so I'm not only a practical expert on the topic. I teach this stuff. So that's me. As you said, I also am the operations director for a regional media company here in central Pennsylvania called northcentralpa.com. We are the largest digital news organization in a 12-county area and serve about 700,000 people. Our website reaches about 325,000 people every month and over 1 million page views a month. So I handle all the operations and the marketing and the digital aspects of that organization as well.
I got to tell you, I personally have you on my feed and on my video feed. So you guys do a lot of video feed too.
Yeah, we do. We've really grown. The news organization has been around. This is the start of our 12th year. We had our 11th anniversary back in September. The investment group that I work with acquired the property back in May of 2019 from its original founder. So it already had about 10 years of history with it. And what was kind of a local police report, weather report for kind of the greater Williamsport region, we saw the potential to turn it into a regional organization. When we took over the property was averaging about 800,000 or 80,000 users a month and about 240,000 page views. So we've more than quadrupled that in 19 months or so that we've owned the property. And we recognize that media is where it's at. Video is where it's at. It's very easy for us to go live. We run now NCPA Media, a production company, so we can produce multi-camera live streams for organizations. We do so for UPMC here locally. And then we have our own in-house video production team. We produce our own 3 to 7 minute feature broadcasts, and we have a couple of regular programs. We have a political program called Pennsylvania Now that Jason Fitzgerald is the host of. We have a car program called Car Show Life that Drake Donovan hosts and does. We have a monthly comic book episode that Brett Crosley does, and then we have a daily or a weekly kind of news fun roundup called The Rewind, that's hosted by Emmett Downey and Jeff Everett. So we do a lot of that. We're in the middle of Christmas giveaways, so we have a live broadcast at noon where we give stuff away. So we're doing a lot more video. So far, we launched our video because of COVID, actually in late March, the beginning of April. And so far in 2020, between the live streaming things that we do and our in-house produced video, we've delivered over 900,000 minutes of video to our audience. So we went from zero, basically in the first quarter, to 900,000 minutes of video in 9 months, which has been a real rapid growth for us.
So just in the background, guys, you see me moving around. I got my pen in my hand. Whenever I talk to Jerry, two things I always have: a notepad and a pen, because this man drops some knowledge. You know, as you stated in the beginning, we've known each other now for about 3 years.
Yeah, I think so. I think 3 years ago was the first time you came to one of my things. So
yeah, you were doing one at the Covation Center.
Yeah.
Steve from the Covation Center in Williamsport. Shout out to him. He put on a part of the Covation seminar, the cohorts that he puts on. He brought you in to teach a digital marketing class, correct?
Yep. I got the digital marketing segment for the Covation Center for several years. Yep.
Yeah. And I just happened to hook up with you, and I got to be honest, there was so much information thrown at me that I had no idea about. Like I didn't understand. I didn't even understand Facebook or what I was doing on Facebook that got me my views. And you helped me understand that, not in actually doing it, but what I took away from it. My theory was you taught me how to be my own media station. Like,
yep. And everybody is today. That's the key. Is you don't need somebody else to do this for you. And you don't need money. You don't need to hire an agency. You don't need any of that stuff. You need a little bit of time. You need a little bit of knowledge, and then you just need to go do it.
right.
In this era of everybody is a media company, even quality is not exactly the big part. Hold on just 1 second. Apollo, come here. Leave the neighbors alone. It's my office buddy. If I'm in the house, which I am today, using the house as my office, if Apollo's not in the room, he's a bit vocal about it. And this morning he's watching people outside the window. So anyway, but yeah, you need to start doing it. And it doesn't matter if you know one person's watching or 70 people are watching or 700 people are watching.
Right.
You need to start. You need to put the knowledge out there. What I tell every small business owner is, you're a subject matter expert about something, right? You're a subject matter expert about your small business, and you might have a tiny niche, right? You might make custom cupcakes, okay? But you know custom cupcakes, so that's where your content starts. And you start by creating that content, and then you go from there. I think the one thing that I would say is the drawback in this idea that everybody is a media company, is the people who start these kind of media ventures, right? And they start producing their own content, and then they quickly get sort of full of themselves and think they know how to do it. And so I'm going to go. I'm going to stop doing what I'm a true subject matter expert about, and I'm going to go tell people how to do this other thing. I think you run into trouble that way, right? There are way too many gurus out there. I've been teaching this and telling people how to do this for almost a decade now. This is not something that I just suddenly decided that, hey, I'm gonna start making videos and I'm gonna start trying to figure out how to tell people how to do this. I've been telling people how to do this for free for a long time. Like I don't pull any punches. I don't keep any knowledge back. Chris isn't going to say at the end of this. Now for $99 a month, you can sign up for Jerry's private webinars, and you can really learn what you need to learn. Listen, I'll give it to you for free, because my contention is, no matter what business you're in, no matter what business you're an expert in, the knowledge that you have, somebody can go find someplace for free if they look hard enough for it. So, like, my business strategy may not sound like it's very effective, but I will tell you this much: I don't ever have an opportunity to teach where I don't, hey, come here, where I don't actually get business out of the deal. Because what I find is, a lot of people just say, I don't have time to do this. I don't have the skill set to do it. Can you come help me do it? Or can you come help get me set up to do it? And that's where I make my money. But I'm not afraid I'm not afraid to give it to you and tell you what's going on, and tell you how to do what you need to do.
You've definitely opened my eyes, because you've given your knowledge away for free to me, and you've given me time of yours, which is very valuable. That, to me, we've talked about this before. The most valuable thing I have is time, because I am so pressed between doing coffee and cuts, setting up the machines, working deals with companies, just designing new stuff in general. My time is so finite, and whenever I have family time, I want to put the phone down and walk away and not be tethered to it. So when I meet with you and stuff, and you give me your time, I'm like, wow, he gave me the most valuable thing he has in my eyes. And you gave it for free. Full disclosure, this year was supposed to be the year that you and I kicked off my campaigns, because I was going to have the money. The business went completely liquid, finally everything, I owned everything, and all the debts were paid. And then this nasty little virus hit and kind of threw the kibosh to it. But I'm going to be using you as my marketer, and to me, I chose to go with you, and I'll continue to go with you for the specific reason that you share your knowledge for free. And that's translated into the way that I do business on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and everything. I put out free tutorials. I don't hold anything back. And I show guys, like you said, this is stuff that I found in the little nooks and crannies of every part of the web. I like to say I searched the internet and found the end. But the only thing that I'm really doing is putting it in a clear, concise, organized manner that somebody can digest in 20 minutes or less. And for me, that's really a selling point of where we're at in this industry and in the marketing industry in general. I think that lends itself to a really interesting aspect of business. We're giving stuff away for free, and that doesn't sound like a good business model. But what I found is people are lazy. And when people are lazy, you make money because you're willing to do what others will not. And when you're willing to do what others will not, you can't help but make the money. I show everything on my YouTube and Facebook channel for free. All you got to do is go out and buy the machine and do it. Or if you have the machine, just watch my videos and do it. And you're printing your own money at that point. But 9 out of 10 people won't do it. And the one person that doesn't have the skill set that I have. So, I make out on it.
That's completely that's completely the case. We go back to the idea that people think that everybody, if you're encouraging everybody to do it, everybody's going to go do it. And number one, that's not going to happen, right? Everybody's not going to do it. And I'm my own worst customer, right? I don't have a live stream. I don't do the videos that I want to do. If you go look up my Facebook page for my business, I don't think there's been a post on it in 4 years or 3 years at least. I'm not out there. And part of the reason why I'm not out there is because my marketing strategy is all about free, right? And it works. Like I don't have to market myself to be as busy as I want to be, right? And I have enough other businesses and other things going on that I don't need to be pushing my consulting business. So I don't. Now, would I like to turn my consulting business into the ability to make revenue other ways? Yup. But that means I've got to do what I tell everybody else to do, and that means I've got to prioritize it. I've got to lay a plan out, and I've got to execute it. But I'm not upset by that. Like, I'm happy where I'm at. But I also know that there aren't a lot of people in my space doing what I'm doing. Yeah, there are a lot of popular gurus, and if you accidentally click on one on YouTube, you're going to get 9,000 ads, right? And it's going to seem like everybody out there is doing it. But again, everybody isn't out there telling you exactly what you need to do. And that's what I'll do. And eventually customers and clients come around, and that's my strategy. And I'm okay with it. Like, I'm okay with where I'm at. And moving forward with my own thing. I like seeing people's success, like your success. I like people who take meetings with me and turn those meetings into action. Typically speaking, what will happen is we'll have one meeting. You'll leave with action items, and then I'll watch you. And if you attempt to execute on things, and you call me back up, and you want to ask more questions, I will give you the time of day, and I will help you on to the next step. If you call me back up for help and you didn't do anything, you're most likely going to hear the exact same thing all over again, right? I'm going to tell you the exact same thing, because the fundamentals of digital don't change. The basics of digital don't change. Sometimes a new platform pops up, a new technique pops up, but they're one-offs, right? The basic things that you ought to be doing as a maker, creator, artist, they're all the same. It's the same list of 7 to 10 things I'm going to tell you, right? And if you're not doing them, then I can't help you get to the next level, because you didn't get to level 1. So you're probably not going to get any more of my time,
I think the hardest part for me is not understanding this thing called the internet and these things called computers. Like, it sounds so dumb whenever I say this, and we talk about this all the time, is I feel stupid because outside of my wheelhouse of CNC machines and fabrication, I'm an idiot. Like, point blank and simple, when it comes to changing a faucet in the house, I watch a YouTube video, and if it's not step by step, I can't do it, and I got water going all over. And whenever it comes to this deal, there's so much information out there on digital marketing and digital media and everything that you get lost and discouraged in it. And I think that's my biggest problem. And I would capitalize tenfold on the stuff that you teach if I knew what I was doing. Like, what I've accomplished is just by happenstance. I wasn't good. I wasn't at the forefront. I was lucky. I was lucky that I did what I did, how I did it, and I was lucky that I had somebody like you and Steve to connect me with people that I can implement their knowledge half-assed and still make good on it.
Yeah, you know, and I've told you this before, that here's the thing about this. I firmly believe that you can go find all of the tactical execution information that you want to on YouTube. How to create Facebook ads step by step. Tell you how to do it. How to create your Facebook page. How to do it. How to get going on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. You can get all of that step by step technical information. Where I see most businesses and most people get hung up is they don't understand the strategy. Number one, they think they have to do everything, right? And you don't. Like, again, I believe there's 7 to 10 very foundational things that you need to go do if you're a maker creator, right? And then you need to execute on those things. And in order to learn to execute, that information is readily and freely available. What you're going to find is, though, you got to look for it, number one, because a lot of the people who are out there saying they're going to tell you how to do something will say, hey, you need to do this, and this is why you need to do this, and this is all of my success from doing this. Oh, by the way, the course to learn the step by step is going to cost you $139, right? You want to avoid those people, because, like I said, everything you want to know how to do, step by step, do this first, do this second, do this third, all that teaching kinds of information is available for free. You just need to invest a little bit of time of finding it. But what I try to give people is this is the how to, not the how to, but this is the why. This is why you want to do it. This is how you take these separate technologies and you take these separate channels and you begin to build something that allows you to ultimately do what you want to do, which is sell your product or service and make a buck, right? I mean, that's what we're in this for. But in building that, you can build assets that have long-term value that have nothing to do with selling something, right? You can build your tribe and your audience. Going back to a Seth Godin concept, you know, if you had a tribe of 500 customers who bought from you twice a year, right? So you guaranteed yourself $1,035 sales or $1,070 sales every year, you'd be pretty happy, right? Mm-hmm. So go build that tribe of 500, and then build that tribe to 1,000, and then build that tribe to 5,000. And once you get to 5,000, you don't need to worry about doing anything else anymore. You have 5,000 customers that are going to buy from you on a semi-frequent basis. You have successfully arrived, right? You will have a legacy business at that point,
right?
That's what I want you to go build. Right. That's what I want you to use digital to go build. And I want to give you the knowledge that you need in order to be able to succeed at that level.
So I got one Well, a couple big things. We got private messages coming through. The first one, when's Jerry going to buy coffee and cuts and put you as a host every morning?
Oh, that's good. No, that's not gonna happen. I'll come on more often. If you want me on more often, I'll be on more often. That's for sure.
I'll take you up on that. These guys, remember, the majority of the people that watch this are makers and garage builders. So these are the people that need the most help to make their small business flourish. So there's that. You mentioned subject matter expert. Talk about you making an e-course. Oh, okay. So you mentioned subject matter experts.
Yep.
And I took that concept and ran with it in the fact that over the past year and a half, I've been implementing live tutorials and YouTube tutorials and upgrading my camera skills and everything like that to be able to actually create a subject matter e-course that, like you said, everything's out there for free. But my thing is I'm going to provide it in a clear, concise, and time manageable format for people to get to and utilize.
A logical package, right?
Right.
A logical curriculum. This is
Right.
This is the first thing you need to know. This is the second thing, and that's perfect for e-courses. That's what e-courses should be. Is taking scattered knowledge, right, and knowledge that you could find maybe all over your channel someplace, and you say, okay, here are these 10 lessons that I've done. All right. And not only here are these 10 lessons, but this is the extras that you get because you're signed up. That's the perfect way to do an e-course. So
I took the concept a step further and tried to pair with companies. So my e-course obviously deals with CNC business, not just creating the design file, not just running the machine, but an all-inclusive experience. I've also tried to pair with industry-leading companies, such as upgrades for existing machines or new machines, and then also the bits that go with them. And then I try to make a single lesson that's manageable, that we go through a design process, we go through a tooling process, I talk about the tools and everything like that, and then we actually run the machine. But at the end, the added bonus is you have the ability to buy a discounted tool set for that particular project. You get to have the PDF files of a step-by-step with blueprints, with a, okay, checklist this, checklist that, and then inspect this. What are your thoughts on that? Like for me, my thought was I have a certain audience and I want to expose my audience to the businesses that support us as makers that you might not know.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of being able to take the knowledge that you have and convert it into its own product. That's what needs to happen, right? You are providing expertise on the tool, right? The machine, right? And speeding up somebody's learning curve. And that's a perfect example of how to use knowledge as a product, right? And you're in a small enough niche that it's not super easy to find out, right? And the companies that you're partnering with the machines that they have, the easier they can make it for somebody to get up and running quickly and to do some of the custom things that machine allows you to do, the more likely it is they're going to sell more machines. So they have a benefit in partnering with you, because they see the value of that executable knowledge.
Right. One of the things that I found was so difficult, and I'm still searching for a tooling manufacturer that that wants to pair up, because I think so many people have approached all of these people like, hey, give me free, give me free, give me free, and I'll do this, and then they don't come through. That when somebody that actually has a plan of implementation brings it to them, it's muddied down. And that's one of the issues I see in today's day and age of seeking business partnerships and sponsorships, is so many people are trying to be experts that are not, or trying to implement something that they have no idea how to do it.
Well, here's the other thing, right? Your value is partially your expertise, right? But that's only partially your value. You have value in two other ways. One, you have proven your ability to execute what you say you're going to execute. Like you can send them examples of what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, you have audience, right? So that is the trifecta for knowledge, right? Proof that you can do it and have done it, the actual knowledge to do it, and an audience to tell about it. And that's what you've got that all of these other guys don't, right? They have a concept and they'd like to be doing it, right? 10 guys will raise their hand and say, yeah, I want to do custom CNC videos on how to do XYZ, right? Etch granite, right? One of our favorite topics from a while ago.
Right.
But who's going to go do it? Like, who's worked out the actual way that you can take a week of your life and etch a granite stone, right? With a machine that's in your shop. Not very many, right? So you've taken this kind of the next level.
Let's back up real quick, Jerry.
Sure.
List the trifecta again. I'm writing this stuff down. I implore my audience to write this down, because this is exactly what I'm talking about. Notepad, notes. Trifecta is proof of doing.
Yep. Proof that you can produce the video, produce the training, produce whatever, right? The second, actually the first, is you have the knowledge, right? You have the knowledge to be able to do it. Then you've got proof that you can do it, in that here's not proof that you can do what you're teaching, all right? But proof that I can shoot the video, I can engage an audience, and I can show through this teaching method how to do this. And I've done it. Here's an example of me doing it. And then finally, an audience, so somebody to tell it to. Somebody who you've got a following, you've got so many Facebook followers, you've got so many Instagram followers, you have so many people show up on your live streams or watch your live streams later, or whatever it is, right? You have an audience that you can then show it to. And what you'll find is, as you're partnering with companies and as you're reaching out to companies, is companies will give you access to their audience, and that helps you grow your audience, which helps you then gain more partnerships, which helps you produce more videos, which so it becomes this cycle. But if you don't have that actual proof that you can do it, then to the company it's just a pipe dream, right? So you want to be able to show that you have the knowledge and ability on the media side, on the production side of things, to actually do what you're trying to sell them on doing.
See, that's a topic you and I need to talk about, is implementing. I've shown I have the audience, I've shown I have the knowledge, I've shown I have the doing. Now it's time to turn that into a monetary value, because right now it just costs me money.
Right. Well,
So real quick, go ahead.
no, fire away.
I was gonna say Copperhead Mike from Copperhead Metalworks, or Copperhead Metals. He's located down in Florida. All right. He's on the live on YouTube and wants to know, not sure how to get this across. Gonna see if this makes sense. How should a company getting started with limited products get started in getting advertising going? Currently using Instagram and Facebook. Are there other venues we should be looking at as well?
Okay.
That's a large question, isn't it?
Yeah. So as you know, when you ask me a question, the likelihood is the very first next sentence out of my mouth is going to be a question back at you. So in Copperhead's Mike's question, my question back to him would be, are you doing consumer products or are you doing B2B stuff? Because
He's doing consumer.
Okay. So here's my steps to consumer.
He does a lot of what I do. Just so you know, he actually home built his own plasma table, and he has a laser cutter. So he's been watching my tutorials and stuff like that, and he's implementing it down in Florida.
Okay. So my basics, here's my basics for any creator. Whether or not you're a crafter or you're a CNC guy. Step one, Shopify store. Cheapest and easiest way to get to online selling is through Shopify. You have a Shopify store. Number two is having a Facebook and an Instagram account. Facebook now has something for businesses called Facebook Shops. Set up a Facebook shop. Take your Shopify listings and just move them straight over to your Facebook shop. Now you have a selling platform. Step number three is use Facebook Live. Go live frequently and often. If you've been following Chris for any length of time, you will know that Chris has been using Facebook Live for what, 2 years now, Chris? The morning shop tours that Chris used to do, just walking around the shop saying, here's a look at all the projects we've got going on. Here's this machine running this particular project. Here's what I shipped out yesterday. Use Facebook Live. Take after photos of every product that's going out of your shop, right? And make sure people see on a daily basis the kinds of things that you produce. In doing that, make sure you know what hashtags are going on in your industry. Look up some of the big boys. Look up at some of the big metal sign sellers and the people who are you're in your industry, and borrow their hashtags.
Should you hashtag your Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all that, or just your Instagram?
You should hashtag all of your social media. Now, when you hashtag on Twitter or on Facebook, you should use fewer hashtags than you're using on Instagram. But you should absolutely 100% be using hashtags. And be consistent. All right. If you can only post once a day, post once a day. If you can post 3 times a day, post 3 times a day. The one thing that I will tell you with social media today is there's no such thing as posting too much. Only a portion of your audience is going to see your posting to begin with, no matter what platform you're on. So there's no such thing as posting too much. And finally, I will say that there are times to hop on the latest social media trend. And we're in an era right now where this is one of those times. If you're not using TikTok, you need to be using TikTok. You need to be using it every day. You need to post a video every day. You guys got really cool machines doing really cool stuff, and 15 seconds of your plasma cutter cutting some strange material and making some funky arc lights or whatever it's doing. Like, shoot that 15 seconds, use a popular sound, hashtag it properly, and use TikTok. There are a lot of people who are selling through TikTok right now, and making bank by only marketing through TikTok. So if you're going to do anything, it's a Shopify store, it's Facebook, Instagram.
Hold on. I got it written down on the tablet, just like the audience should have. I'm going to go through it. And
Okay.
you tell me. All right. We're going to Shopify store.
Yep.
2, we're going to make a Facebook shop and implement that. 3, we're going to go live often and consistently. 4, we're going to post photos of everything going in and out of the shop. 5, hashtags on every social media platform. 6, post consistently and often. And 7, utilize new social media platforms such as TikTok.
You got it. Now, the one thing I will add to that, the most valuable thing that you can get from social media is none of that stuff. The most valuable thing that you can get from social media is somebody's email address.
Yep.
Your email list and growing your email list ultimately is your number one priority. And that growing that email list then means that you need to have an email marketing strategy. And whether that strategy is you hit your list once a week, once every other week, once a month, you need to be collecting those email addresses. So always get an email address from your customers, right? And always try to come up with a way of collecting that email address. So what if you get on TikTok and you get on Maker TikTok and you get your 1,000 followers so that you can do lives, and you decide to do a giveaway, right? Tie that giveaway to email. Like instead of saying I'm giving away a custom metal sculpture of your favorite dog to somebody who likes, comments, and shares this particular TikTok, what you're going to say is, here's my email address. Rewards at or giveaways at crosscnc.com. If you email me at rewards@crosscnc.com, you're entered into my giveaway, and join us Friday at 9:05 p.m. Eastern time, when I'm going to be selecting out of a hat the winner of this custom piece. That will be more valuable to you than doing a TikTok giveaway or a Facebook Live giveaway where you say register by liking and following our page. Page followers are great. I'm not downplaying that in any way, shape, or form, but I want you to grow what is the most valuable thing to your business. And if you have any ideas, long-term ideas of, I want to sell my business down the road. Doesn't need to be my career. I want to be able to sell it. Or if like me, you're over the age of 50 and you're already planning that retirement thing, the second most valuable thing in your company, besides the physical assets of what your company does, will be that email list, that customer list, and your ability to engage that list. Those people on your email list, that's your tribe. right? Your tribe is not all your social media following. Those people in your social media following become your tribe. So if you do any of these marketing guru YouTube seminars and they talk about your sales funnel, right? And you have different levels of your sales funnel. Think of it this way: your sales funnel really is 3 levels, right? It's people who don't know about you, people who suddenly know about you, and then people who've given you their email address. Those are your 3. Those are the only 3 levels you need to worry about, right? If you work on building that, you will build a long-term asset that you'll be able to use for years and years and years to come.
One of the guys is asking, I just boosted my post on Facebook. What should I do now? And I responded, don't boost your post on Facebook.
Don't boost your post on Facebook. Learn to run regular Facebook ads, like how to set up a regular Facebook campaign. Go ahead and type that into the YouTube search engine and get one of these step-by-step tutorials that show you how to run your own Facebook ads. Boosting will cost you 3 to 5 times as much on a cost per 1,000 impression basis, CPM, as we talk about it in marketing speak. You will pay a CPM of $20 to $25 a thousand on a boosted post, where if you actually run that post as an ad through the ads manager, which will take you 15-20 minutes maybe to set up your very first ad, and then 5 minutes an ad after that, you'll be paying $4 or $5 a thousand for that same ad. So instead of 1,000 people seeing your ad, 5,000 people will see your ad. Don't boost. But boosting is the Staples easy button for Facebook, and they make you pay for it. So take a half an hour and learn how to run your own campaigns. Learn how to use a post as a campaign.
That was the very first thing you taught me.
And save yourself some money.
That was the very first thing you taught me, was don't boost your post. And I've stuck to it. Mike is actually asking, cross-posting on Instagram to Facebook, should you allow cross-posting? My personal opinion is no. I don't allow cross-posting, but I post on both of them. And the reason I do is because my audience is different on both sectors. On Instagram, my following is more of the creatives and the people looking at what I'm doing to copy it or to showcase what they're doing to me. And on Facebook, it's more of my clients looking to, hey, what can I buy from him? So whenever I write copy for those, I write my copy differently based on the social media platform.
So you bring up a really good point. So digital marketing advanced lesson number 1. Your audience on each social media platform is completely different. How your audience uses each social media platform is completely different. Treat them as such. So now, that does not mean that the content that you use on Facebook you can't use on Instagram, and the content that you use on YouTube you can't use on TikTok. It means formatting it properly, right? It means formatting for how it's consumed, and it means formatting it for the particular audience that's there. And that's most important. So if you have multiple social media streams, maybe you have a Pinterest, right? And you have an Instagram, and you have a Facebook, and you have YouTube, and you have the TikTok. Then you want to use a software service that will allow you to manage that content across all of those platforms. And there's a lot of them out there. Probably the most famous one at this point is HubSpot. I don't have a favorite one. I think they've all evolved to a point where they all have their own quirks. But find one that will allow you the ability to seamlessly cross post, but cross post custom content for those places. Like we said about hashtags, you don't want to use as many hashtags on Facebook as you do on Instagram or on Twitter or on TikTok, right? You want to use what is appropriate for that channel. One of the things I teach, and I'm sure you've heard me say this, Chris, is our social media posting needs to be and take into consideration how content on that particular channel is consumed, right? We don't want to ask a consumer, we don't want to ask our audience to do something differently than what they're used to doing, right? So if you never post 5 paragraphs of content on Facebook, don't suddenly decide that I'm going to start posting 5 paragraphs of information every day, because your consumer isn't used to that, right? That's not what they do from there. They're used to seeing you live every morning, right? Or they're however it is that channel is particularly used by you, or it's used in general by the consumer. That's what you want to provide. Don't ever try to change consumer behavior yourself. You're not going to do it. You're too small. You have too little influence. So, jump in the creek and float downstream with everybody else. Don't try to paddle upstream. That's really a waste of your time.
I just had that conversation with a gentleman last night. Like he was all about, I boosted my post and this and that, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to make my money this way. And I'm like, listen, you can't do that. I've been in this game longer than you have. I have seen the trends come and go. I know what trends to hop on and what trends not to. Don't shoehorn yourself into this, because you're going to race to the bottom of the barrel. Like I don't compete with people on the trends. I compete with myself on what I'm doing. I stand on my own merits on, I'm good at this, I'm not good at this. And I make sure to explain to people, I'm not good at this aspect. I've told you how many times, I'm not a businessman. I'm a dreamer and I'm a doer.
Right.
I stick to what I know.
Yep. So the biggest thing in all of this is start doing. Like if you have a Facebook, if all you have is a Facebook page, right? That's all you have, and you have an audience of a couple hundred people.
John's actually the guy that I was talking to last night.
Start going live. Like push the go live button and walk around the shop and show the cool things that are going on. Talk about it a little bit and say goodbye and thanks for spending some time with me and move on. Everybody's got product leaving the shop, right? Everybody's got product in process. Like, we are carrying around a multimedia machine in our pockets. Like this is it. Go use it. It takes literally seconds to begin to start, producing content and marketing yourself. The other thing is, I listen. Nothing that you hear from me is necessarily original, right? You can go hear another guru tell you this stuff, and we spout each other's information left and right. The best thing that you can do is go create. Like, start, do it. Yep. If you don't listen to Gary Vee, you probably should listen to Gary Vee. And one of the things that Gary Vee tells you is that document your journey. Like if you want a fun little project, document a project from the time that the order comes in from the customer to the time the CAD drawings go into the machine, to the time you throw the deck plate on the cutter, to the cutter working, to the finished work that you do, to the finished product, to you shipping it out and delivering that package to the UPS driver. Like, document the whole thing. And don't do it necessarily as one post or turn it into a single piece of content. Let every one of those stages be its own piece of content, and then maybe at the end you put it all together.
Here's a great one, Barry.
Document what you're doing.
A great example. All right, I'm gonna pull up on the screen here. Let's share that. Okay, this was yesterday. All right, not everybody, but most people know I got a new machine in the shop, and I'm putting it together, and I'm rearranging my shop, and everybody that's been to the shop knows how detrimental that is. But I did a quick 4-minute video last night. Let's see here.
When you share your screen, there's a share audio button in the box.
All right.
So yeah, when you click share screen,
yep,
and it pops up down in the lower left is a little thing that says share audio.
It won't let me. Some of the things to look at is when they put all of this together. Okay. They put matching caps. But this is just an example. This was a 4-minute video. I made sure to show the environment. It was cold last night. I was bundled up. I'm building a machine in a garage. Like, I'm not trying to put on a facade of we're better than anyone and we have everything together. Like, I'm looking for an Allen wrench because I put it somewhere and I forgot about it.
Yep, absolutely. It's all about documenting that journey. That's what you need to do. No content is too small, too far in the minutia, not interesting enough. You need to become an expert at producing that content, or maybe not even an expert. You need to become comfortable. You need to be used to it. I've had people put me on the spot and say, why don't you do more? Well, again, put me in front of a classroom, I'm super comfortable. Put me in a stadium with 50,000 people, I'm super comfortable, right? Put me in front of a camera and I am absolutely terrified. Like it doesn't matter whether I'm remote teaching my college class, doing this with you. Like this is what terrifies me, right? This is not in my comfort zone.
Right.
And maybe it should be. Like that probably sounds funny to people. You say, well, you're okay at doing it. Yeah, I'm okay, but I'm not. I watch the guys who are really good at it. Gary V and Jason Capital and those guys. They're all really good at it, right? And I don't ever want somebody to think that I'm trying to be a Gary V clone. I'm just me, right? And I'm not comfortable being me in front of creating my own content.
Now you actually did join Gary V in his early years before he kicked off everything, and so you guys came from kind of the same school of thought. Maybe is that?
Well, yeah. Gary launched his agency 10 years ago. I launched my agency 10 years ago. So and our paths are similar. We have similar paths that we've taken. He got started in sales and baseball cards back in the day. I did too. And he had the opportunity to help his dad build a business where he got to learn. I learned by helping other people build other businesses. So we were very similar in saying very similar things. He's just had a bigger platform to do it in, and he's not.
Metropolitan area.
Yeah, and he's not camera shy, right? I mean, he started on YouTube the day YouTube was founded. He started on Google AdWords the day it was founded.
If we could take you and your knowledge and put it on my head and do lives, we'd make a killing.
We probably do okay. But again, the key to this whole thing is just start doing it. Just be actively out there and begin to create content, document your journey, show what you're producing, show what you've produced, right? Show how you're producing it. I mean, all of that stuff is relevant in creating what you need to be creating in order to be successful.
Great question just came in. What's your rabbit hole on YouTube? What do you search on YouTube? I always talk about I get on YouTube and I just travel the rabbit hole down. What's your rabbit hole?
I guess my rabbit hole would depend on the day, right? It would depend on the question, the question that I'm searching. My YouTube rabbit hole last night was my daughter's having an issue with her car, and that is every time she fills up with gas, it takes like 3 minutes to start the car back up again. Right? She's got to pump the gas, and she's got to sit on the starter, and it's a real pain, right? And I must have watched at least a dozen people's YouTube solutions to her problem, and I'm still not convinced I know what's going on. But I would say that my YouTube rabbit hole is completely dependent upon the question I'm asking for the day, or something that I'm trying to figure out.
Same here. I go down a rabbit hole based on I heard something, I saw something, I want to learn something, I just want to research. Right now, my big rabbit hole, and it's a guilty pleasure of mine, is I've been watching the 1A and 2A amendment audits on YouTube because I'm infatuated with them. I don't know why. It's just like, okay, I don't understand why you're doing this. I do understand. I wouldn't do it that way, but like, that's my guilty pleasure rabbit hole. And then on top of that, I pretty much just, I go into my studio here, the Doghouse studio, and I just watch YouTube on different makers that pop up. I got into doing cement because I wanted to do cement and wood countertops for an upcoming project. So I just absorbed all of that knowledge. And then I thought, well, I have CNC machines. Let's make the pour forms on the CNC machine, and I try to implement what I learn into what I have.
Yeah.
I try to transfer that knowledge. And to me, that's the greatest form of understanding, is the transfer of knowledge into another sector or another person.
That's my biggest thing. I think the thing I have the most fun doing is what we're doing right now. It's just teaching people and passing out the knowledge, knowing full well that some people are going to do it, some people aren't. That's perfectly okay. But I'm hoping that somebody hears something that pushes them to the next step on their journey to success, and is able to implement it in such a way that they see some results from it. The other thing that I'll tell you, and you know this as well as anybody, none of this stuff, you don't start with an audience. So you're not going to wake up one morning and suddenly have 10,000 followers on your YouTube channel. That's not how this happens, right? I have an employee of mine who 6 years ago, a former employee, 6 years ago, I kind of kicked her out of and pushed her out on her own. Told her it was time for her to go do her own thing, and she started a YouTube channel 5 years ago, and a year ago at this time, she had about 11,000 YouTube subscribers. And over December, January, and February of 2020, she created a YouTube video again about YouTube marketing. That was her kind of her focus, and it kind of blew up a little bit. She got like 80,000, 90,000 views on it. But one of the people who viewed it was a pretty popular YouTuber in her space, and he got a hold of her. They shot a YouTube segment on his program, and that started her ball rolling. By mid-February, she went from 11,000 to 25,000 followers. Mid-March, she had 50,000. Then she had one of her own, another one of her videos blow up. And I think right now she's sitting at about 297,000, I think, YouTube subscribers.
Can we give her a shout out so my people can go give her a subscribe and like?
Yes, her name is Catherine Manning, spelled with a C. Manning. And if you're looking for YouTube help, she's your go-to guy for YouTube help. Go-to gal for YouTube help. Pretty amazing. But it took her 5.5 years to get to a point where she was supporting herself with her YouTube content as a YouTube creator. So like this stuff doesn't happen overnight. That's just the way it is. You've got to be consistently out here doing it, and hopefully one day you'll wake up and something that you'll hit will have gone viral. The easiest place right now, the easiest platform to have a win like that is TikTok. You guys got cool machines that do cool work, that look cool while they're doing their thing. The likelihood of something like that popping and going viral literally overnight is quite possible.
I was one of the first makers on TikTok, and just with me trying to focus on the videoing education and stuff, I've fallen off of posting on that. But I was one of the first makers on there, and people loved seeing my plasma machine and router machine running.
That's right.
Like just a quick 5 to 7 second clip of it running, and people would like.
Yep.
And I didn't even hashtag stuff.
So you can imagine now, it's the fastest growing platform out there. If you crank it back up again, you're going to see some pretty interesting success.
I guess I don't even know where to go. There's so much knowledge you can drop on us. What's one thing you want to talk about and point out to the people? We talked about it's not an overnight success. I've been pushing this business for 3.5 years now and going live every day. I don't miss a day of going live. And I just got some help on my YouTube channel from Brian over at Everything X-Carve YouTube channel. He actually sat down and watched my feed and gave me some pointers. And he's like, there's no reason you should not be monetized. He's like, you've got content coming out of your ears and it's good content that other people aren't doing. What are some things like that that you would like to say before we head out?
Well, I think that the biggest things are, like, you've got to start doing it. Like, there really isn't a choice, right? If you want to drive sales and drive growth through digital, which, by the way, is the easiest thing to do. Like, you don't have to spend any money on digital to gain traction and get sales on digital. Like, it takes your time, right? And it takes the ability for you to have a strategy to be able to do it. That's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you got to do it. Like, you've got to start. You've got to. The other thing that I would say is, one thing that a lot of people who start digital marketing campaigns, and I consider social media to be a digital marketing campaign, right? That's how I treat it. Is we don't look or don't watch our analytics. We don't look at the numbers. We don't look at how many times a post was viewed or how much interaction a post had. We just keep posting. Take some time. Take an hour a week to go look at your numbers, to go look at your analytics, to analyze what is working and what's not working. The other thing that I would say that helps to lead to more success is engaging the audience that is committing to being your audience, engaging them, asking them questions, asking them to be involved, asking them to be on your show, asking them to ask questions and then answering their questions and giving them shout outs and acknowledging the fact that they are the reason you're doing what you're doing. You are doing it for your benefit, but don't make your audience feel that way. Make your audience feel like you're doing this for them. They're the reason why you're doing it and why you're taking your time to be engaged in the space that you are. And if you're able to do that, if they think you care about them, all right, they're going to support you. Like they'll I am seeing in businesses that are getting financial support from individuals who aren't even buying products, right? They're giving them financial support so they'll keep making the videos that they're making, or they'll keep showing them and keep teaching them what they're teaching them voluntarily. Okay, just they'll Venmo you money because they're thankful for what you're doing and what you're teaching them. Be that kind of creator, right? The other thing that I would say is the thing to remember about digital is about giving out knowledge. So all of your content should be 80 to 90% educational or entertainment or instructional, and only 10 to 20% sales. But remember, you always have the right to ask. Okay? If you are providing quality content and you're giving that quality content on a regular basis, and you're all about making sure you're providing that quality content, you have a right to ask. You have a right to say, if you're looking for the perfect customized present, contact me. Here's an example of some of the things that I've done, right? Or some of the personalized things that we've created. We're your go-to place for a customized gift for the next special occasion that you have. Don't be afraid to say that. But in order to be able to say that, you need to have been giving of yourself and providing that quality content.
All right. Right on. Well, we're coming up on time here, so I just wanted to send a great thank you out to Jerry for his time. He gave us the most valuable thing he could. We got a lot of information thrown at us as always. Jerry, I can't wait I hope you decide to come back on and give us some more information and some more time, because it's always great hearing from you, man.
Well, thank you, sir. And let's make it a regular deal. Let's get it on the calendar and make it happen.
As always, you tell me when and I'll make it available.
Sounds good.
All
Thanks,
right,
guys.
man.
Good
Have a
being
good
with you.
one, and we will talk to you later.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys, there you have it. We had Jerry Frear on from let's see how, there we go. From Engage Media .com, and he dropped some knowledge on us for uh just good information for digital marketing. If you guys want to see this as kind of like a more common occurrence, maybe once a month, once a week, something like that, I want to see, post up in the comments, come back Jerry. That's what I want to see in the comments. Make it in the live with, so he can be tagged in it, and just say come back Jerry. All right, that's what I want to see in there, and we're gonna start that, and hopefully we can get Jerry on here to answer some questions pertaining to uh, business and marketing and stuff like that. I mean, guys, I'm not kidding you when I say when he talks, I sit down and I write every time. Every time. And some of this is stuff that I know. I implement, and I'm still like, "Hey, I got to write this down and put it in the notepad." Once it's written down, it's in my brain. I'm good to go. I want you guys to go out and search and learn how to do this stuff. This show is not all about me. This show is about you guys. This show is about us interacting and trying to build each other up. My end goal is I want to make a living doing this, getting the people in here, showing you guys what to do, how to do it. I want to make a living at giving you tutorials. I want to make a living talking to the machine people and getting the information into your hands so that you can make stuff. You know, I that's where I want to see this going. And that man right there, he he's my Gary V. Like, I'll never get to meet Gary V. I'll never get to see Gary V. I don't have the money for it. But Jerry's like, "Hey, we're on the same path, and I want to see you succeed. So here you go." So, with that being said, guys, like I said, notepad, rewatch this, write it down, implement it. I want to see it. If you guys implement stuff, tag me in it at Croft CNC, hashtag Croft CNC. I want to see you guys active. All right. With that being said, I got to get the rest of my Christmas rush out. Peace.